Okay, we're going to start the 11:30 session. This is building audio in Google Slides interactive activities. So we are going to get started. This is again in that website Control-Alt-Achieve. He also has in part of his podcast 4 free and easy audio recording tools for slides. So if you actually go to that website right there, he has a walkthrough of 3 different ones, including the podcast, a video, and then an instructional area for each one. We're going to be using number 2 of his options just because I find it to be so simple to be able to use it. So we are going to be playing around with that one. Just a quick look at that one. You have the audio recorder. You basically click on the record button and it's going to start recording whatever it is that you're saying. So as you kind of come in, it's pretty simple. Then I just stop when I'm ready to stop. I can edit, very simple editing by just cutting off the pieces. So if I needed to start over again midway, I could do that sort of thing. I can play it back and listen to the recording, or go ahead and just save it. It's going to put it down here. It also shows up in my downloads, and I can re-upload that to Google to be able to put in my slides presentation. So to do that, I may just want to put a new folder together in Google that says I'm going to put audio files. Okay, so then I have all my audio files together. That wasn't a great example of an audio recording, but then I can just drag and drop it straight into that folder. It's going to look like the little red headphones when it's completed, and there is my audio recording. Okay, so that's the quick demo on that one. I feel like that one is pretty user-friendly because you're not really having to do a whole lot, and because it is online, students can use it too. All right, so we're going to be playing around with this Google Slides short and long vowel activity because I think it's such a great way of playing with the vowel or the audio and giving you a great example of how that works. So he also puts together, there's a build a snowman, build a jack-o'-lantern, 1 fish, 2 fish. We talked about building the drag and drop manipulatives already, so I'm not going to go into an example of that. We've looked at that twice already, so you've got video links already going to that, but I just kind of wanted you to see this little section here, and you could use one of these other templates if you wanted to, but we're going to do this short and long vowel sounds, and when you open that up, you're going to get that make a copy. You'll make a copy and you'll get this template. What's nice about this template is if you want to use it with your students, it's ready to go. Or you can use it as a tool to teach yourself how to do it as well. So he has the video instructions, or I'm sorry, not video, audio instructions. And you can see that the audio is going to come up in this little symbol right here. When you hover over it or click on it, it's going to give you the option to play.
Each slide has a box for a short vowel sound and a long vowel sound.
Okay, so again, this would be you reading those directions. Down here, you've got, again, audio that goes along with each one. And hopefully, whoop, you can hear that. And then over here, you have the object with the sound as well that will read the word or picture to them. So the next one, it has directions for the students to do their own. So they can put pictures in here and select pictures on their own as an extension. The next one is to write a sentence using it. And again, they've got their word choice down here. It's giving you another option of looking at how we put these together to help students. So this may not be a great example for your subject area, but I do want you to see that it could be counting, it could be letter sounds, it could be writing, it could be adjectives. There's all kinds of ways that you could use this similar sort of formatting depending on what it is that you're conceptually wanting available for students. And so you can see that they actually do each of the vowels in this example, which is kind of cool. And then you can come in and customize that and use what's already done if you want to, or come in and put your voice instead. So I wanted to show you on this one right here how to do that. So again, we're going to be using that online voice recorder. We're going to put our example pictures in this box, and then we're going to put our audio together with it. So I'm going to start by inserting an image. I'm going to search the web for it. And let's see, we just want animals. All right. We're going to choose this owl. Use this fox. Do a hippo. And a squirrel. All right, you can see they come in pretty big, and if I start moving them, they're going to move as one object. So I'm just going to click off, and then I'm going to click back on one picture. And you may want to do cute pictures like he did, where they are more illustrations versus real pictures. I'm just doing a quick example using the animals because that was the thing that came to mind. So I'm just going to resize them so that I've got a little bit more manageable sized manipulatives. Because they're all going to fit in my little gray box over here. All right, so now that I have my manipulatives, we're going to make a quick recording for each one. I'm going to go back to that voice recorder, or you can use the link in here to do the same thing. So in my online voice recorder, I'm going to say the word owl, squirrel, hippo, and fox. Owl, squirrel, hippo, fox. All right, so I now have those recordings down here, and I am going to go to that audio file and see they still are down here. I don't want this one because I'm just going to get confused at what's there, but I do want the owl. And I can right click and rename that so I know what it is saying. And if you're like me, you already forgot the order that they possibly were in. I think squirrel was next. Oops. All right. There's hippo and fox. And you probably would choose better examples of things on here. I just wanted to give a quick one, a quick example of what you could do. So there's my audio files, and I'm going to pull that one out so that it is separate. And then I'm going to go to my one here, and I'm just going to show both of my screens so you can see what I'm doing here. So this time I'm actually going to click anywhere on the screen, and I'm going to insert audio. And it has the last ones that I put on anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and select the fox and select. And so we're going to keep all of this as is. We're not going to play with the formatting areas. And I'm actually going to bring that and put it right over the fox. To make them a grouping, I'm going to select the picture and the audio, right click, and I'm going to group them together. So now when the student comes, they can move the manipulative as one object. Then I'm going to do that for the others as well. I made the squirrel a little bit small. We might make him a little bit bigger. I think you can still see him. It's fine. Okay, and the last one. All right. I'm going to go ahead and minimize that one and pull this up big. So you can see that each one of my pictures now has an audio associated with the image, okay? And when I move them, they move. Now, a student can still click on this and move it out, okay? Know that it's still just plain grouping. But if they click on the image itself, they'll have them move together. So over here, then I could put a box with lines in it. So we're going to do that real quick. That's crooked, but you know what I'm trying to do. Okay, and then a text box where they match each one of the items to the word. And probably do a better job of randomizing than me. I just put them back in the same place. That's fine. You can tell what I'm trying to do. So then students would just match the picture with. Obviously, there's a lot more you can do with this. I just wanted you to have a quick example of putting it together. I would also suggest making this background piece part of your background versus having all of these pieces as movable items, so that the only movable items again are your manipulatives, just as best practice. But I did want a quick example of how you could put those things together and look at them in a different way. So again, he has a whole bunch of other tools. So if you're wanting to do a little bit more, there are lots of options in there, but this one's a really quick to throw in some really easy audio recordings for directions, those sorts of things, all within just that one little online one. And again, that's available on the Chromebooks as well, which is kind of exciting. So that's why I picked that one, because kids could also do the same thing. So if you wanted to practice reading aloud and they don't have someone at home to support them, that would be a great example of how the kids could use that recorder as well and put their audio in the pages. So hope that helps. I guess I will see you guys again next week.